What is good, NIO family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one, we're going to be talking about the one and only NIO stock and give you guys my price prediction for Monday based off what the technical analysis is showing, based off what these trend lines are showing, and talk about what I think may end up happening to the market for Monday. Now, before I break down any predictions and talk about what could end up happening to NIO, I do have to mention a couple of things real quick. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please don't take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. And not only benefits me, it benefits the entire NIO community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed 5 free stocks, each worth up to $2,000. And you can always sell these 5 free stocks for cash and use that cash to buy some NIO shares for free. Now, this is a limited time offer, so please check it out before they run out. With that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So when it comes to NIO, this thing is showing lots of signs of strength based off the fact that we were up over 9.24% on a Monday. On a Friday. It was on a Friday. We were up over 9%. That's very, very good considering the fact that we did see lots of eases in Shanghai, because the news did report this just recently, the fact that in Shanghai, they are trying to ease the 7-week virus lockdown for a few days, or in a few days, they plan on doing that. And on top of that, we're finding out the fact that by May 20th, I think that's when they plan on just ending these lockdowns entirely. So that could be a very good sign for the markets. And based off the fact that we are seeing many bullish indicators, I do think NIO is going to show lots of bullish signs considering some big things. Now, we also have earnings coming out. May 19th, 2022 is the day of earnings. And at least right now, that's when it's scheduled. And I do have to be honest with you, I don't know how good it's going to be considering the fact that we had those lockdowns and it did have an effect on their supply chain, their supplies, and also their production and deliveries and all that. So be on the lookout for this. It's not on Monday. I think this is Thursday. So be on the lookout for this. This is, excuse me, something important for the week. But for NIO in particular, let's talk about something very important. So one of the things a lot of people notice is there's this big gap here. Now, before you attack me for talking about these gaps, I'm not saying it's a guarantee that we have to fill this gap right now. And also, what's interesting is the entire market is almost collectively showing these gaps, right? If you look at the SPY, same thing. If you look at NASDAQ, I'm talking about Tesla. If you look at Tesla, we see the same thing, another gap right here. The IWM, the same exact place, a big gap. So the whole market has these gaps. For me, it's kind of a bearish signal for perhaps either the long term, or it could happen before a bounce. But from what I'm seeing, and here's the interesting thing. If you look at NIO, okay, look at NIO over the past, I don't know, let's look over the last like 3 months. What are you going to notice about NIO? What you'll notice is that around April, or right before April started, NIO got this V-shaped bounce. I know the trend lines make it look confusing. I can try to make this look a little better. But look at this. NIO drops, pushes up, drops after. Look at the SPY. What did the SPY do during that time? The SPY crashed all the way down to 415, then pushed up, then dropped. That's the SPY. This is NIO. They are quite similar. The SPY and also the NASDAQ. I can also compare this with the NASDAQ. Let me pull up the NASDAQ too. Just look at the NASDAQ. SPY, NIO, they all tend to run very similarly. The NASDAQ drops, pushes up, drops. If you look at NIO, same thing. Drops, pushes up, drops. So what I'm trying to say is NIO has a tendency of following the SPY and the NASDAQ quite often when it runs. So if you look at the SPY has been holding up pretty darn well, in my opinion. If you look at the last trading day, the bears were trying to push this thing down below 400. They managed to get it there temporarily, but it held up for the majority of the time. And it does look like we're ready to see a nice, at least temporary bounce for the market. So when you look at NIO, this is what I'm trying to tell you. There are two main possibilities. I'm going to go over the two main possibilities, then give you guys my prediction based off that. Considering that the market does appear to be bullish over the fact that Shanghai is reopening, it's going to have a good effect on inflation, because inflation got worse because of that. Supply chain constraints really hurt a lot of tech companies. There are two main possibilities. Let me go over the possibilities first before I give you guys my prediction. What are the two possibilities? Well, first we have support and resistance levels to discuss. Let's talk about that first. Then I'm going to talk about my prediction. So if we drop, we have some support at $13.95, $13.75, $13.56, $13.22 has also acted as an area we could bounce off of. $12.86 would be another good range, and then $12.49. If we start running, if NIO starts to just run to the upside, we have resistance at 1480 and then resistance at 1569. A lot of space to start running. So what do I think is going to happen? What are the two main possibilities? Let's go over the bearish one first, and then I'm going to talk about the more bullish one. So I'm going to do it like this. Let me change the color of this and make this red. And in this video, I did a lot of analysis over the fact that I am bullish on NIO. So the prediction part is just me doing it for the sake of a lot of subscribers. A lot of people like it. Some people will get frustrated, I understand. But just for fun, let me just try it out. Okay, I like to give it a shot. Don't make financial decisions based off this part. Make sure you look at your indicators when trading. But looking at this, one possibility is NIO slowly descends like this, and it wants to just fill this gap first, which will take us down to like the 13, and then we get a nice bounce off of that. Then we start pushing after, kind of like this. That's one possibility. Do I think that's going to happen? It seems quite unlikely, actually, because it looks like the market wants to just bounce. So the other main possibility would be this. What else could happen is, and let me change the color to maybe like this color. I prefer just drying it in the color so it's clear. Another possibility is we push up again to maybe like 15 bucks, get rejected, trade kind of like this, drop a little bit, and then push up and close the day kind of like this, around that 1450 range. So which one is more likely to happen? Are we going to fill the gap first, or are we going to run? Both of them are possible. I want to just put that out there. They're both possibilities, but I think this bullish possibility, the blue line, that's more likely to be what happens in my opinion, because the market does look a lot more bullish. In fact, NIO might run even harder than that. We might get a really, really big run towards opening, because if we find out there's lots of bullish news, the market does look like it really wants to run. And the reason I'm quite bullish, and I think the blue line is a lot more likely to be how we run, balancing between support and resistance and managing to close around the higher $14 level. I think we're going to have a green day Monday. And also, let me close these predictions now, right? Both of them are possible, but the blue one was more likely. Why am I so bullish for a lot of this week? Not saying earnings is going to be perfect, but if you look at the RSI, look at the daily candles. Look at this. Look down here. You could see we've been getting hammered and hammered and hammered. NIO is an extremely oversold territory. This thing wants to move to the upside. The entire market wants to. And I do think we're getting ready for a slight rally, a temporary rally that's going to push us up, because NIO does have these gaps up here. It's real, the gap to 22 bucks. And I believe that this gap is going to get filled in the next few weeks. I think NIO is going to start pushing up. Can I promise it? No, but I'm just believe that that's what's going to happen. It's my opinion. You're free to disagree with me. And I think the entire dynamic in this market is about to shift, and NIO is going to take a major, major turn and start pushing up. I believe we found the bottom at 1167, and I am a lot more bullish for this week. When it comes to earnings, don't know if it's going to be too great because of what's going on in China, because of the fact that we had the lockdowns that hurt some of their numbers. But at the end of the day, I'm still immensely bullish. I don't think it's going to hold us up too badly. I think we're going to continue to push. And I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see NIO push as high as the $20 level very, very soon within the next 2 weeks. And also, it doesn't mean it's the end of the bear market. There's going to be temporary moments where we drop, temporary moments where we push up. I mean, look at the 1-year charts of NIO. Let me just pull that up for you. See, we pushed up, we dropped, pushed up, dropped, pushed up, dropped, pushed up. And then we dropped really hard, right? Really, really hard from 23 down to 11. So I do think we're it's long overdue for us to push up, and I do believe NIO is going to start pushing up, perhaps starting in the upcoming trading week, maybe a little later, but like I said before, I'm bullish for the market temporarily. There will be downside in the future if we enter a recession or if the Fed keeps on raising rates, but I am still bullish. Believe it or not. Be greedy when those are fearful. Please take my numbers with a grain of salt and do your own due diligence. Predictions are not always going to be perfect or correct, but my sentiment has changed. I've given you guys my opinion, and I hope my technical analysis has provided more value for your life, for your trading journey. So don't just look at predictions and just trade based off that. I really wish you the best. With that out of the way, thank you for listening. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. NIO to the moon, and peace out.